Hola, chicos.
So we finally made it to Mendoza.
Woo!
We've been told about Mendoza since what? When we were in Colombia?
Yeah, everybody's like, you absolutely have to come here. So we're here.
We're here. The first thing I notice is we finally have enough sidewalk
Oh my gosh.
to get around on without bumping shoulders with everybody.
It is really nice.
Bad example here because there's a car, but these sidewalks are so wide. So
It is nice, especially when we're trying to record, not having to navigate around people. But it's also just nice to have this space to walk, and if you stop, you don't have to worry about half the world bumping into you from behind. So it's really nice.
a little Google search taught me that the reason for the wide sidewalks is that there was an earthquake in what, 1861?
1861, perfect.
That destroyed 90% of the city, and I think there was
5,000?
over 5,000
Yeah.
fatalities. So in an effort to not have that happen again, they made the sidewalks and the streets wider. But I guess rubble then won't fall down on people as
That's
much.
helpful. And from California, I appreciate that. Knowing that the architecture is there to manage and sustain earthquakes makes me feel real comfortable.
So that's another reason why the city looks pretty modern, even though it was founded in 1561. You know, they had to rebuild it all in 1800s. Another thing that we've noticed is these waterways. There's basically an irrigation system everywhere that the indigenous people,
Guapes.
Wapes,
I said that wrong, so we'll put the right thing up there.
they invented it to bring water down from the glaciers up in the mountains. So there was always water here to make what is essentially a desert green all the time. And you see it everywhere. Even we just stepped into a park. I'll show you these little trenches right here. And they have gates everywhere to open it up, allow water to go to different areas. So it's a pretty good system. Plaza Independencia.
Independencia.
It is Easter weekend. I don't know if that's helping or hurting, but there's people out everywhere in the park. There's tents set up with vendors.
What's really cool, you can't see it, but underneath the fountain, it goes down, and there's a Museum of Modern Art that's actually down there. So it is a great museum space and a great way to kind of...
Big green area on top.
Yeah, it's nice.
They must do some kind of shows here. There's some big speakers mounted all around this fountain area. Buenos dias, chicos.
We are joining you from Mendoza, Argentina, from the 70-hectare San Martín Park. And this park is massive, and it has everything. We'll talk a little about the park later, but one of the coolest things in the park is the hike. So the Cerro de la Gloria, we're about to take this hike. It's supposed to be about 45 minutes, but there's a monument at the top. So let's go see this monument.
Let's check it out.
So this monument is to recognize the battle of what was then Chile freeing itself from Spanish rule. So the general of the army, you'll see him sitting on horseback here, is Jose de San Martin, which the giant park is named after. But this is the spot where the battle was fought and won, and it is now current day Mendoza.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm learning this.
There's a ton of symbolism throughout the whole thing. I don't want to spoil it. Come here and investigate it. But the thing that stuck out to me was that at the very top, there's a woman who has two chains in her hand that's representing liberty because the chains are broken. And so that stood out to me. I like how, in all of the historical stuff, women are still represented. So, yeah, it's a really cool commemorative place. But again, it's one of those things that, yeah, nothing's going to do it justice. The detail in the sculpture. We were walking around it, and you can see in the iron, there's parts that seem to kind of stick out in a 3D motion. There's oxen on there that have chains. There's so much detail in it.
Yeah, even like in the Calvary, you can see 15, 20 people back into it through the bronze.
So if you had to choose between Christ the Redeemer in Brazil,
I don't have to go there.
So definitely worth seeing if you come to Mendoza.
And it's made for anybody. We hiked, which it was still only, I think we gained 70 meters in elevation, which is the hardest part, but it took us 10 minutes.
10, yeah. I had read a bunch of stuff that said, oh, it's going to be a 36-minute hike, and so I was ready. I had backpack, water, workout clothes, whatever. But we were there in no time. So.
And if you don't want to do that, you can drive all the way to it, which is a little bit of a downside if you did hike, but anybody can get here. I think even once you get out, there's a ramp that comes right up to the sculpture itself. So
easily accessible. There's tour buses here. There's bathrooms and restaurants here, so it's pretty touristy once you get up here, but it's worth it because the monument is beyond being able to explain. It's beautiful.
So as Jen mentioned earlier, this park is massive. We walked down from the monument on Cerro de las Gloria and just kept walking and kind of gotten into a place. There's swing sets over here. There's pathways. There's places that are like wilderness and little streams everywhere. And we're still just on a corner of it.
A tiny, tiny bit.
So I'll put a picture of it up here, how big it actually is sitting in the city, but we're gonna go explore some more. Drink some wine, ride some bikes.
I mean, how else do you celebrate Easter in America than go on a hike and wine?
Let's go. And we made it. You're never late when you're in South America, I guess.
It's copper tubes, okay? These are a part of the former refuge.
I'm actually going to go into one of the old vats.
And we have a tank that is twice the size.
How you doing? 8 kilometers in.
Stop number 2 on the wine and bike tour, and yeah, I wore a sundress because I thought it'd be a nice leisurely stroll through some vineyards. And no, this is a workout, so it's not terrible. It's not hard. I just not sundress.
Yeah, what they say was a total of 27 kilometers.
26 something kilometers, which is I think about 15 miles or so. So we got this. It's nice to have the little stops. So we're gonna have lunch now, and lunch comes with 3 tastings, and I think we had 3 tastings at our last winery. So
this is 3 tastings, and the next one's lunch. So
the
no food yet.
Oh, damn it.
There's 2 main industries here in Mendoza, one being olive oil production and the other being wine. We decided to go with the wine today.
Really good choice. So out of all of the wine that comes from Argentina, 70% of it is produced right here in Mendoza. And so the most common wines that you're going to see exported out of Argentina are going to be Malbec. So the Malbec is really, really good. But because a lot of the wine here and the wineries are at altitude, they're somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 feet. Mendoza is at about 2,500 feet. And the reason why that makes their wine so much better is because the grapes are closer to the sun. So they get much more nutrients and all of that good stuff. It doesn't rain here very often, so they don't need that, but they get a lot of that good sun production. They also have the longest hang time of any grapes in any other production, so they stay on there longer, they get juicier, there's more tannins, and so yeah, you'll get really, really rich wines here. So Malbec is their most popular. We had a Cabernet Sauvignon and another one that was really good. I'm generally not a Cab fan, but the Argentine Cabs are good. They also recognize that they're really strong on wine production, so they actually produce wines that are strictly for export. We had one that was a non-alcohol wine that they say the Argentines don't like. Argentines, according to our last tour guide, like their wine really, really sweet, and the ones that aren't get exported somewhere else.
Yeah. Mendoza is actually the largest producer of wine here in Argentina, which makes it the largest in South America, bringing it to about the 10th largest producer in the world. So that's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool too. I think, yeah, and the different varieties of things that we're trying is really interesting. We're about to try one called Corrientes, which I haven't had before. I think it's a sparkling wine, but so far, I used to be like a big Malbec fan, but Cabernet Sauvignon is winning me over a little bit. So,
Pretty good.
Todas las pieles, all the skin. El líquido está adentro. Ahora fíjense, ven que está todas las pieles arriba. Hoy, 1 year.
1 year? Oh.
1 year. This is 2022 harvest. He looks like David Beckham.
I'll take that.
Hey, baby. What's your name?
David Beckham.
What's your name?
Huh? David Beckham. After.
We are back.
We finished 15 miles. I remember what we
4
started.
different stops
De allá para acá.
with
Porque hay una
at least 3 tastes at each place.
Yes. I feel loose tonight. Yeah. I liked it. Did you have a favorite?
Taste was the second one, I think.
Vista Ande.
Yeah, I think the second one.
Vista Andes is, I think, I agree. That's my favorite one too. I think probably because of our tour guide, Mateo, was really funny and informative. He spoke English, and he was telling us a lot of stuff about how the locals drink wine and they don't drink the stuff that the tourists drink. But I think even at that one, we had that finally Torrente, which is like a sparkling wine that we had told like has the most amount of alcohol. But it's a really good sparkling wine, so we got a bottle, so I can't wait to drink that. But in terms of the wine and ride folks, it's an extremely organized process. We had a physical map, we had a digital map. There were a bunch of other people on the tour with us, so kind of wherever we ended up, those same people were, so we kind of knew we were always in the right direction. So they sat down and explained everything to us, drew everything out, had everything organized. Once we got to the different wineries, we just handed them a voucher. They knew what we were there for.
So we are wrapping up our time here in Mendoza, which feels entirely too soon.
Yes, sadly. There's so much to see and do here right now. We are in the giant Parque San Martín, watching some kids play volleyball, watching a guy play bagpipes of all things, and that's just par for the course around this place. You can just travel around, wander around, and you don't know what you're going to see, and it's a great, relaxing place to be. I love Mendoza. We definitely need more time here.
Yeah, I don't feel like we've really learned much about it yet. I mean, we could just spend a week in this park. I went for a run yesterday, and there's ponds and kayaking and like team paddling. There's a gym in the park with a swimming pool, tennis courts,
There's bike
a
trails.
skate park,
Oh yeah, the skate park. There's
BMX.
bike trails, running trails. There's a lot to do just in the, I mean, we could spend a week just in this park, honestly.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Stray dog. Hi,
Hey,
puppy.
puppy.
Oh,
How you doing?
you okay?
Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Say
Hola.
hola, chicos. Improvising a volleyball net with a couple of sheets.
And piano stuff.
Anyhow,
Yeah, it's an awesome place to come. I think it's the temperature is great. We've gone
Wonderful.
from it's dry, so no humidity. We've gone from shorts. Today we're wearing shorts. Yesterday I think we were wearing long sleeves.
jeans and a light
So
jacket.
pack a little bit of everything because the weather changes a little bit, but not so radically that it's under.
At least in late March, early April.
Yeah, that's the time that we're here now. In terms of the wine, we had a wonderful time at the winery, which hopefully you saw earlier in the video. Learned a ton. Yeah, no, this is a beautiful place. We should
Yeah.
definitely,
I think we need to revisit it at some point in our life.
for sure. So we hope you enjoyed the video. We hope you fell in love with Mendoza as we have, and we will see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching.